that's the only time he will seek help.
Rage and helplessness, and your love turns to something else.
One of my friends, when we are in Africa, in Nigeria, got this malaria. When he going ashore and he go to the bar and drink a lot, he don't feel anything. But when he come back to the ship and start sleeping, wake up in the morning, his body is shaking, you know, and his face is a little bit yellow, something like that. As soon as possible, I report him to the captain, and he's sent in a hospital.
Migrant workers are also exposed to special geographical risks. Malaria, for example, is caused by a parasite and transmitted through the bite of a malaria-infected mosquito. It occurs in tropical and subtropical countries and causes more than 300 million acute illnesses and more than 1 million deaths worldwide annually. Typical symptoms include shaking chills, headache, nausea, fever, and anemia. If you are traveling to areas with a high malaria incidence, it is important to sleep under the mosquito net, wear protective clothing, use mosquito repellent, or to consult with a doctor for taking anti-malaria pills. Tuberculosis causes 2 million deaths and nearly 1% of the world's population is newly infected every year. It is spread through coughing, sneezing, and spitting of infectious people. Weight loss, fever, night sweats, cough, chest pain, and bloody sputum are some symptoms. Antibiotic drugs can be used for treatment, but successful treatment of TB depends on close coordination between the patient and doctor. Hepatitis A can be transmitted through contaminated water and food, while hepatitis B and C can be transmitted through blood and sexual contact. Flu-like illnesses, fatigue, dark urine, and yellowing of the skin and eyes are some symptoms, but sometimes they are hardly noticeable in the early stage, and the virus can be detected only through blood tests. Early detection is important because hepatitis B can ultimately develop cancer and take away your life. Vaccination is available for hepatitis A and B. Marie's husband is a seaman. She has recently acquired a sexually transmitted infection through him. Marie loves her husband and is very hard for her to accept the fact.
Something yellow was coming out of my panties. I was scared because it had a strange smell. That's why I tried to consult with a clinic.
There are various kinds of sexually transmitted infections or STIs, including syphilis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, herpes, genital warts, trichomoniasis, cancroid, hepatitis B, and HIV/AIDS. Some are curable, but others are incurable and can be the cause of infertility or death.
For sure, my husband knew what it was. When he is in other places, he shouldn't play around with other women. He should wait until he sees me. If he really loves me, he can be patient. Anyway, whenever he comes home, I will let him make love to me. What is important is that he never does it to anyone else, because I might get infected from other women, which is something that I cannot accept. I forgive him because he made a mistake only once, and we shouldn't easily end our relationship. Besides, I wouldn't be able to bring up my kids alone.
Sexually transmitted infections occur through sexual intercourse and intimacy. Symptoms vary depending on the kind of STIs, but it is advisable to consult a doctor if you notice signs such as itchiness, pain or ulcers on the genitals, pus-like discharges from the genital, body rashes, and fatigue. It is also important to have a regular checkup, as some STIs show no symptoms at all, particularly in women. Condoms usually offer good protections against STIs.
While I choose this kind of job, is you go to a different country for free. You don't spend money, because you're already on board the vessel. So while you are going in different countries, you see a lot of views, a lot of different people, especially the ladies. You can ignore to go out and make some times to be happy, because the life of the seaman on board the vessel is very difficult. Before I'm drink too much, I'm lose control. That was 9 years ago, because when I come back on the Philippines, especially on my home, when I always saw my family, then I tell to myself that I need to change something to me, because what I did on board the vessel, because if I'm making a mistake again, maybe I lose my job. So you can see my family.
Risky behaviors, that's for everyone, whether you're a migrant worker or not. You will engage in risky behavior because of certain conditions. For migrant workers, one of the key findings that we got from the research that KARAM conducted was, the number one problem they experience when they're abroad is homesickness and loneliness. And of course, these are factors that influence them to get involved in relationships, have social contacts with people. And because they're away from their families, they don't have that support system in place.
Every time I go out, I'm not taking some ladies, because I was afraid on this virus that has been spread worldwide, especially this HIV.